Now, I'm sure a lot of y'all have already seen that remake of The Invisible Man from earlier this year, but that's not what I'm going to review. If I if I encounter this, I will look into it, I promise. But for now, I'm going to review the underrated movie that is actually inspired by that, Hollow Man, starring Kevin Bacon along with Elisabeth Shue and Josh Brolin. It's turning 20 today, and here's my review of it. Big Days Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to y'all as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2000 sci-fi horror thriller movie known as Hollow Man, released by Columbia, starring Kevin Bacon, Elisabeth Shue, and Josh Brolin. The film story is, of course, inspired by The Invisible Man, which was written by H.G. Wells. The film's directed by Paul Verhoeven, who's known for directing lots of pretty good movies, including the original RoboCop and Total Recall, plus Basic Instinct, Showgirls, and Starship Troopers. Anyway, I feel this movie is kind of underrated in ways, since this really got dissed by critics, but however, it made almost $200 million at the box office. Anyway, let's get into our story. Now, our main character is arrogant scientist Sebastian Cain. That's Kevin Bacon's character. He's developed a serum for the military that can make a subject invisible. His team includes his ex-gal pal, Linda McKay, that's Elisabeth Shue, and, well, her current beau, Matt Kensington, played by Josh Brolin, plus Sarah, Janice, Carter, and Frank. The team succeeds in reversing the procedure, returning an invisible gorilla to visibility. Sebastian becomes infatuated with Linda again, but unbeknownst to him, she has become involved with Matt, as I just mentioned. Instead of reporting his success to the military, Sebastian lies to an oversight committee, which includes his mentor, Howard Kramer, and convinces his team to go right into human testing. The procedure is performed on Sebastian himself because he wants to. The test is successful, and Sebastian turns completely invisible. He enjoys sneaking around the lab in order to scare and play pranks on his fellow co-workers, including molesting Sarah. The team becomes concerned that Sebastian is taking it too far. The procedure to return him to visibility fails, and he is almost killed. Well, Sebastian is quarantined in the laboratory due to his condition, and the other researchers construct a latex mask for him to wear around the lab. Unable to cope with the isolation, he defies instructions and leaves the building. After he drives to his apartment to retrieve some supplies, he notices his female neighbor disrobing and decides to take off his mask and these latex gloves. I'm pretty sure that's what they were. And eventually rapes her. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we did because we didn't see too much, unfortunately. Anyway, Linda warns Sebastian that if he leaves again, she and Matt will tell the committee about the experiment. Ignoring their threat, Sebastian assembles a device that runs a video loop of his heat signature in his quarters. He leaves the lab again and spies on Linda and Matt, becoming enraged when he sees them about to have a little sex. Sebastian, becoming increasingly unstable, goes into a fit of rage. When he's hearing a dog barking non-stop, of course, the dog's being used as a lab animal, and he takes it and, ow, that's gonna hurt, and that's gonna leave a mark on the cage, that is, well, on the wall of the cage, anyway. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. My bad. Yeah, I gotta say, Kevin Bacon was absolutely pretty good in this. Not quite as good as some other movies he's done. I know he's done lots of other movies, and I mean, aside from this wasn't his first time in horror. Y'all know, of course, he did Friday the 13th, and he's also done Tremors and right before it, Stir of Echoes. Which I think that was kind of more of a thrill, but I may be wrong. I haven't seen that movie in ages. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Now, the team discovers that they have been watching a recording and that Sebastian has been escaping without their knowledge. Linda and Matt go to Kramer's house and confess their experiments. Once they left, Kramer attempts to alert the army, but Sebastian, who followed them to the house, eventually disconnects him and kills him by drowning him in his pool. The next day, Sebastian waits until all of the team is inside the lab before he causes more trouble by disabling the phones and the elevator codes except for his own. And he begins to massacre the team, with Janice being his first victim. Now, I'm going to get to the final stretch of this and the ending. So you got 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to avoid ending spoilers. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Now, Linda and the others hide in the lab, while Matt and Carter take tranquilizer guns to hunt for Sebastian using thermal imaging goggles. Which that's pretty cool, actually. I'll explain about that in a little bit. Sebastian mortally wounds Carter before getting into a fight with Matt, and Linda saves him, but Sebastian then kills Sarah with a tranquilizer and then snapping her neck. And Frank with, I believe, a crowbar. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, crowbar. And locks an injured Matt after he eventually wounds him with a crowbar, along with Linda in the freezer, leaving them to die. And Linda soon finds some stuff to create, construct an electromagnet using a defibrillator to open the door, and then gathers materials to assemble a flamethrower. Meanwhile, Sebastian builds a makeshift bomb that will destroy the facility after he leaves, with nitro. Anyway, just as Sebastian enters the elevator, Linda fires the flamethrower at him. Sebastian escapes and the two fight. Before Sebastian can kill Linda, Matt manages to give him what he deserves, striking him with the crowbar. But Sebastian recovers and approaches the two from behind with that same crowbar, but Matt deflects the blow, throwing Sebastian into a nearby security box, electrocuting him and rendering him partially visible. Linda and Matt soon find the bomb, but cannot stop it. They attempt to climb a ladder in the elevator shaft to escape as the bomb explodes. Yeah, Sebastian, despite his injuries, manages to catch up and grabs Linda's ankle, but he pulls her off the ladder and onto the top of the elevator. Linda manages to disconnect the elevator cables, causing Sebastian to fall to his death down the shaft. And Linda and Matt emerge from the burning lab, and emergency personnel take them away in an ambulance. That's the end. So, what did I think of Hollow Man? Well, I must say, I just watched it on Prime a little bit ago. This is my first time I've seen this in years. I do have it on video, but it's unfortunately locked up in storage. But after revisiting it on Prime, I must say, it's still not too bad. Now, critics did go hard on this a bit. They did like the special effects, though, however. But, according to Rotten Tomatoes, they say that Hollow Man falls short of other films directed by Mr. Verhoeven. This flick over time degenerates into a typical horror film. Yeah. Metacritic wasn't too thrilled. Cinema score kind of gave it a lukewarm C. Critics criticized the plot and acting, while with some claiming it contains hallmarks of slasher films and misogynistic undertones. Most critics praised the visual effects employed on making Kevin Bacon invisible, which earned the film a nomination at the Academy Awards. Unfortunately, it lost to Gladiator, which was released a few months before this the same year, which I know I have been to review that. I'm going to one day, promise. Yep. Anyway, despite being this, the film did open big and became Verhoeven's biggest hit since Basic Instinct did in 1992. The film made just over 117 million yen elsewhere, while it made just 73 million in North America. So overall, it made 190 million worldwide. That's its overall total. Now, from my point of view, the cast, well, is hit or miss. I did like Kevin Bacon, of course. Elisabeth Shue, pretty good. Josh Brolin was good. Now, the rest of the cast, Sarah being played by Kim Dickens, not too bad. Greg Grunberg, who I later got to know him best for being on TV's Alias, as Carter, not bad. Joy Slotnick playing Frank and Mary Randall as Janice, yeah, they were good. And William Devane as Dr. Kramer, who I later got to see him on TV's 24. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, now another good thing about the movie is its soundtrack, its score done by Jerry Goldsmith, which this would be one of the last few movies he did a score before he passed away 3 years later. Of course, Goldsmith is one of my absolute favorite movie composers since he did music for lots of great movies, most notably the Omens trilogy, the original Omen trilogy, you know. Anyway, the film has, however, gained a cult following, and it came out on DVD and video early the following year in 2001. Now, actually, I never knew about this, but there's also a director's cut of the film, which is 7 minutes more, almost 2 hours, 119 minutes, 7 minutes more than the 112 minutes of the original theatrical version. I've never seen the director's cut, though. But anyway, it is packed on DVD, but unfortunately, with the direct-to-video release of Hollow Man 2, which I'm sure got dissed big time more than this one did, and it got released on Blu-ray in 2013. Mill Creek also released a director's cut in their Dark Passengers 8-movie DVD collection, as well as the 24 horror DVD collection in 2017, and recently the 6 Degrees Blu-ray collection in 2018. Now, also the story for Hollow Man is good too in ways. I mean, well, they don't get much killing until later on, but anyway, now the question is, would I recommend Hollow Man? From my point of view, I'd say sure, go ahead, give it a try. If you're a horror fanatic, and if you like The Invisible Man, I'd say give it a try. If you don't like it, well, I can't say I didn't try. Oh, which reminds me, this video I'm going to, give a shout out to an old friend here. So I don't get to hear much of, but I do get to see maybe a video or two from him. Of course, it's Esley Greer from Entertainment Fanatic Reviews. I told him I would plan to do a review should I ever rewatch this movie. And, well, I've now done it. I am a man of my word. So, thank you very much. Now, and what did you think of Hollow Man? Please feel free to tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel as well, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me again next time when I bring to you a review of a real good movie, Psycho, the original Alfred Hitchcock classic, which just turned 60. Thanks for watching. Now, if you liked this, you can check out some of these other, well, underrated movies and what have you that may have been big, or I don't know. Now, in the upper left-hand corner, I've decided to give my back-to-back review of Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to you, which I did earlier this year, on my birthday, of course. And let's see. Now, or you can go to the upper right-hand corner for my review of a real shocking thriller, and that be horror flick, that being Urban Legend, which I did a couple of months ago. And while it's not a horror flick, the bottom left-hand corner is my recent review of one of my favorite underrated action-packed buddy flicks, Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe to my channel. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya. And as Kevin Bacon would say, it's amazing what you can do when you don't have to look in the mirror anymore. Bye now.